Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey Tristan, listen, I actually have some news to share with you. Yeah, dude, I'm deciding to leave the team.
What? Why?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I know it's a pretty shocking news, but you know what? Actually, if you're open to talking about it, meet me over in the San Juan office, and I actually have an idea I want to share with you.
Okay. All right, I'll see you there.
All right, cool. All right, I'll see you soon. All right, bye.
Okay. Oh man. Shit. Look at us, man. So much has happened in the last 50 days.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, man. 50 days later, here we are. Just to take it back a little bit, you guys saw a glimpse of the day that we knew that we had to realign ourselves and, venture on our new path. It's an interesting time, We got a call from an old friend, and, I think from that conversation, it really made you ponder, right? It made me think, and it made me really ask the questions that I knew I should have been asking that I didn't necessarily neglect, but I was too afraid to kind of bring him to light, and come forth with it. So shout out to our mentor. Without him, we wouldn't be here. But 50 days later, here we are, started our own company.
Yep, West Coast
And
Property Bros.
that's kind of the reason why we're recording this video today. So it's really to kind of give that breakthrough of fear that we have, or that we've overcome, as well as kind of explaining and documenting our journey over the last 50 days. But hopefully you guys can take something away from this, and welcome to the show.
Straight to the point, guys. Let's get right into it.
Let's do it. So kind of as I mentioned, 50 days ago, got a call, and it really made me wonder, made me think man, am I really in the right spot? You know, are we really in the right spot? So after I spent the weekend, really kind of thinking it over, and that's when I knew I had to reach out to my brother Tristan, because during that time we have been accountability partners and buddies for the past 5-6 months going to that point now. And we had our system, we had our routine, we always motivated each other to do better because we were always in a very similar situation, with our life. But I think at the end of the day, it was always the vision was aligned with both of us. So we kind of always motivated each other, kind of had pushed each other to do the best that we could, show up every day as hard as we could. And that's when I knew I had to reach out to him before making that final decision. And boy, am I glad I did.
Yeah. And honestly, when I got that phone call from Isaac, just a random Tuesday morning, I was like, what the hell is going on? Why, man? Why do you want to be in LA? We're already agents. What's that? Why? And he told me everything. Honestly, it was a 3-hour phone call.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this gave me some clarity. Honestly, I was a little mad, a little agitated, but also okay, how can we go from here to start making money for ourselves? We can't just keep putting in the work and not making money.
Exactly. Which is what it came down to at the end of the day, right? 7 months later, after we were going day in and day out of our journey, of our full-time journey, right? Because we were agents in the past, and we kind of got comfortable in our team, and then we knew we wanted more. So we moved our whole life to San Diego, and we were like, hey, we're starting over, starting fresh. Just as a lot of agents, a lot of LOs do in their career, it's nothing, it's not a new concept that a lot of people experience, especially in this industry.
Yeah.
So to kind of regroup again, right? And kind of have that, pardon my French, oh shit moment where you're like, dude, I'm not where I need to be right now. Know, not making the income that I want. I'm honestly digging myself in a hole to even to continue in this industry, but I think that our passion and our love for the industry lies so true that we're willing to do whatever it takes, even at the expense of our own well-being,
right,
in order to continue to try to serve like our clients and our people, you know. But regardless of that, I think
even part of being a part of this mega team that we were a part of, and actually this is where we met. It was a part of this mega team, and that's how we met. We joined the team at the same time, and for the last 6-7 months, 40, 50, 60-hour weeks, just dialing away different leads, expireds, attempting contacts, people ready to buy,
right.
and just, you know, different types of people looking in the market and just getting no result. And we, you know, I'm the kind of guy that's just going to dive in and just keep doing the work without really taking a step back and realizing there's no result to it. Luckily for my brother over here, gave me the call and kind of shook me awake. Like, hey, dude, we've been at this for 6-7 months. We haven't gotten anywhere. We haven't gotten a deal. We haven't gotten paid, most importantly. And that's the whole point of a job, is to get paid. Now,
A career.
you know, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for our livelihood at the end of the day, right? So for him to come to me and say like, look, what they're promising here with our new partners, authentic partners at Mars Mortgage, they're promising more than just our careers. They're promising a future for us. They're promising our livelihoods. They want to make sure that we thrive
Right.
in life, not just in your career, but hopefully with the family that they have that started the business, started Mars Mortgage, and then started Authentic Partners.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, you know, I'm going to name drop Kubi, because he's ultimately the one and the guy that he didn't have to convince me. He just had to tell me what they're about without having to convince me. And I made my own decision to go from there.
Yeah.
And
And even going back from that initial phone call, you know, and don't get me wrong, like there's no hate, there's no negativity at all expressed towards any previous mega teams, any previous mentors, any system that we were working, like nothing at all, right? Because there are people that have been successful and that are being successful and with that. But for us in our individual situation, the way we showed up, the way that we worked the system, it wasn't producing the result that we were ultimately after. And it was frustrating, right? It's frustrating, especially attempting to get support, attempting to, you know, kind of feeling alone in a way, like in this grand scheme of the environment and in the room, you know, which was strange given how optimistic a lot of people were, you know, especially on the team. But again, no hate, no shame, no negativity whatsoever towards it. It just wasn't meant for us.
Yeah.
And I think when we had that conversation, we met here in San Juan Capistrano, just like you guys saw. And, we ultimately asked ourselves, how can we start making money? Right. And it led to this. 50 days later, we
sat down with Kubi. He gave us the rundown. Look, this is what we could do to help you. You're either on the train or not.
Yeah.
And literally later that night at 2 a.m., we got home after a night of meeting other mortgage lenders and people within the industry. We got an email. Hey, you've been signed up for mortgage MLO classes to get your mortgage license. And then we're like, well, that's that.
It was the point of no return. It was the point of no return. And I think at that point, like that was when it really hit, you know, like, oh damn, like I actually can change my life, right? Like I have control, like my decisions, my everyday actions and decisions can actually change my life. And I knew from that moment that we got the email, right? It was 2:00 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, got the email, and it was like that epiphany moment of like, oh wow, like there's actually
like,
some
this
movement.
Is happening.
Like, this is happening.
Like we had this conversation earlier, but now like action's being taken and now this is happening. Right?
Yeah. And it was strangely a sense of relief and excitement. You know, it's hard to explain it, but there was no fear behind it, right? Of doing something new, attempting to attempting to do something that I've never done before, right? Having been an agent for 2.5 going on 3 years,
Yeah.
at the point. But, yeah, I mean, again, I think ultimately, like the overall message that we want to share today is, to break through fear. Don't necessarily don't live in comfort and don't succumb to fear, because you do have control and we do have the power to
Yeah.
ultimately change our life, which past 50 days has been special.
It literally has been. And I remember like when we made that decision, we had at that point worked for 6-7 months, depleted our accounts, opened new accounts that wasn't even our money, to take another risk from there with no money, to say, hey, okay, we believe that Kubi and the partners we partnered with now are going to make us successful. And, honestly, I was like, man, we already depleted everything that we had into taking a big risk with this one team. And now we're taking another risk, but with nothing. So imagine going into it nothing.
At this point, I think it was, what's the worst that could happen?
Honestly,
Like we kind of already felt rock bottom. And,
yeah.
I think it was, what's the worst that could happen kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And within that first week, we did a lot. It was, signed up for our MLO to go attend those classes, attend our, start working on the MLO license.
Become public notaries.
Yeah, we signed up for a notary class to become a public notary. And again, like the reason why we started making moves like this is because we understood that by being only a real estate agent, it was limiting ourselves and our pillars of income, if you will, to be able to really best serve our clients to the best that we could, right? In whatever stage in the process of real estate that they were in. And overall, I mean, we developed a company. We're now known as the West Coast Property Bros. It's an official LLC,
Yep.
official company.
And we had to look up how to create an LLC.
Yeah.
With our good old friend ChatGPT, and we got it approved. It's an official LLC since April. So
yeah, and it's actually not very as difficult as it seems, know. So it was very promising, just to kind of again do something new that we've never had, but like to continue to like see minor wins and little successes that ultimately have turned into much bigger wins, at this point. But yeah, so we're officially the West Coast Property Bros. Super excited, man,
I know, I'm pumped.
Kind of join on this venture. But the way that we're structuring this company is still doing real estate as far as transactions, real estate sales, taking listings, helping buyers. On the loan side, right, we're now having lender partners with not only Mara's Mortgage, but since we're mortgage brokers, we're able to now best serve our clients to the best that we have in the wholesale channel of mortgages. And together, West Coast Property Bros is pretty much traditionally a property management company, asset management. So I think at the end of the day, like we are utilizing this opportunity to, again, best serve our clients that we best could,
Yeah.
And it's been successful so far,
Yeah.
What was the first win that we had?
Man, we just closed escrow. First escrow, 40 days in. It was amazing. But let alone because it was our first escrow with West Coast Property Bros, it didn't mean it was the easiest one. Honestly, it was probably the hardest one. And I've never been through so many ups and downs. Such a roller coaster ride. And just to say the least, like, yeah, I just trying to say it in the nicest way possible. We had to deal with a lot of ups, a lot of downs. How do you navigate and pivot when you disagree on a situation or what someone wrote in the contract? How do you navigate that? And how do you explain your side of the story, or how do you explain and get to the other side? Like, this is what really is happening without, bashing them, cussing them out, right, saying your opinion. And eventually we got to the finish line. We closed, and our clients are super happy. They're super thrilled. And to this day, we're representing them and signed the listing to sell their house right now. We have that.
Exactly.
And
All while still not only getting them the house in Huntington Beach, but earning them a 1-0 buy down on their mortgage, getting them additional credits to go towards closing costs, and really having the confidence and reassurance that the home that they're moving into is in exactly the condition that they're expecting and that they want to be in. So it was a huge win. Like Tristan said, not only did that lead to them securing their property, but it led to these other sorts of deals and referrals, even in the future that can be stemmed from it.
Yeah. And I even would say that the biggest thing that I took away with it is the relationship we built with our clients. Because now I feel like we're really like close, tight-knit friends now because of the ups and downs that we had to live through. And that text message, that group chat just blew up.
In a good way. In a good way.
It was fun. It was fun. It was a fun ride.
Yeah.
I honestly enjoyed it.
And it was, it's just the beginning, again, it was 50 days later after officially making this decision. And, that's just on the business side. As far as our experiences, like not only having to experience going to Michigan, New York, and myself going to Atlanta, pretty recently for, whether it's a business trip, mix of pleasure. But it's been quite the experience, to say the least. And it all started with one decision, which was ultimately breaking out of the bubble, breaking out of my comfort zone, even further than I already was, and just having the courage to partner up and kind of go through this adventure together.
Exactly.
So.
And where did we come up with the name West Coast Property Bros?
That's a good question. So we were actually here. We were here in San Juan Capistrano. It was around Christmas time, actually, and we were here with Kubi, and we were just talking about like our journey, right? Like our own individual like adventures, like like we work out in the morning, we go on runs, we go on swims,
and he took that. We always partnered up on everything. Like he saw that we kept each other accountable. Mm-hmm. Wherever we went or wherever he went, he saw that we're always together and working on something, collaborating on something.
Yeah, making dials at the beach, like you name it, right? Everything. And it just kind of like randomly slipped up one day where he was like, dude, you guys should like coin a name. Like, like you guys are like the West Coast Property Bros or something, and we were just like, huh. We kind of like that.
Yeah. And then ever since then, even part of the past mega team that we were a part of, we just kept saying WCPB, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it was literally like we kind of coined the brand of just like West Coast Property Bros, like that was just something that kind of just fit ultimately, I think, what our vision is and kind of what we were trying to do and who we are, as people.
Yeah. And now made dreams into reality, made it an actual business.
Exactly.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, good times. It's been a wild ride, but I think what I really hope happens, if you're watching this right now and you're still continue watching it, like I hope it inspires you to do something that you feel you have felt like you needed to do, but whether it was fear, whether it was judgment, or even just like a loss of certain relationships, like don't let that hold you back. Don't let it hold you back, because I felt the exact same way when we first made the decision. It took me like 3 or 4 days to like really commit and make the decision.
Yeah. I had only 1 day, just keep in mind.
Which is more kudos, like you even took more of a risk and responsibility to like really stay true and own to yourself, strict and no fly. But, yeah, again, like I think hopefully this inspires you guys and it makes you feel a certain way to have the courage and just to, have the confidence and the ability to know that you can change your own life.
Yeah.
Any day you want.
And just know, because I had to keep telling myself this because I was down in the dumps when I had to make that call and say I'm leaving. There's always someone out there that does have it worse than you. I hate to say it, but there is. And, we live in America. We live in Southern California, where, dude, you're in one of the best economic environments to make a business successful and make it happen. And so thinking of it in that perspective, in that point of view, then changed my mindset to thinking, you know what, it can't get any worse than this. No matter if I don't have money or I do have credit cards pulled out, I'll make it work. And here we are. We have 2 signed listings officially, 1 that's about to be signed. Mm-hmm. And we have 2 rental listings on the market as we speak.
Yep. And we did open an escrow on a loan as well, just this last week. That's closing in 10 days.
So just think about think about where you are at, how comfortable you might feel watching this. Is it really where you want to be right now in this moment of time? Or do you want to chase your dreams? Chase them. I guarantee 50 days changed our lives.
A lot can happen.
I did not see this 50 days ago because I was only in the moment of making that decision to move on. But after 50 days, I don't ever regret that decision. So take that step. Take that leap of faith. Don't fear what's to come. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We didn't know how to start an LLC.
Yeah.
Like, just take that leap of faith. I'm telling you, it'll be all worth it. You listen to Grant Cardone, you listen to Dan Martell, shoot, you listen to Gary Vee,
Alex Hormozi.
They all say the same thing. And we're telling you that. We listened to them and we made their playbook happen. And now we're just playing the routes. We're just playing the routes. You know, like how much can happen in 50 days.
Exactly.
Now, you're watching this, try to make it happen in 30 days. Shoot. Do it in half the time that we did it in, 25 days, and see how much you go. How much
we're
can happen.
Always, of course, happy to help.
Yeah.
You know, if you reach out to us, if you DM us, we're never going to shy away from helping people chase their dream, achieve their goal. You know, I'll be honest with you guys. One of the biggest reasons why I ventured onto the loan side is because of a nonprofit that I also became a part of and a member called the Hispanic Organization of Mortgage Experts, also known as HOME. And it really hit in a special place in my heart, not only because of the culture and, you know, mi cultura que estoy aparte, you know, that I'm a part of, but I think overall, just having the inspiration, the knowledge, being around and surrounded by people that are doing what we want to do, you know, are living the life that you want to live, and immersing yourself into their world, you know, and really seeing how closely aligned you can get with them, you know. And aside from, you know, the Alex Hormozi, you know, maybe one day I'll meet Alex Hormozi, but I haven't met him yet. And you can only relate to somebody behind a screen so much. So please, if you want to reach out, if you want to grab lunch and talk about your dream or hop on a Zoom or anything, right? Like, we're here to help, and we want to be a river to our people, just as Kubi, Mares, and the whole family of Authentic Partners, everybody has been a river to us. And it's just the smallest way that we can give back, you know, aside from helping you achieve your dream. So.
Exactly. So now, where do we see West Coast Property Bros heading?
So as you guys can tell, I'm wearing black, he's wearing white, right? As far as like a yin and yang kind of vibe is what we were going for. So I'm officially going to be moving and focusing my career onto mortgage loans, being an MLO, eventually a broker. Tristan, on the other hand,
I'll be more on the real estate side here.
Correct.
So we're really utilizing our partnership, our relationship, so that we're able to move more efficiently in ways that we've never seen before.
Exactly. So. And it's like acts as a complement, right? Like, and a coexistence, because one can't exist without the other. And that's pretty much like the idea of what we want to do together. Though, as our partnership together, we are doing asset management. So we're managing properties, we're helping people find rentals, we're you know, doing the dirty work, right? Going out there and changing locks and unclogging pipes and you know, landscaping, you name it. You know, the dirty work of owning a home. We're there to help people every step of the way, and that's what we're doing together as a partnership. But ultimately, I'll be focusing on loans, Tristan on real estate. and, really building our company together, in our own respective routes. So,
Yeah. And it's not the sexiest thing in the world to do, property management, but it's what gets you paid at the end of the day. And it ultimately helps further change people's lives if even maybe they're not ready to sell or buy. It gives them another avenue to show that, okay, these guys can also help me in this because I'm not ready yet. Exactly. It just broadens the amount of options you have because people love options. You give them the options, they're going to want to choose which one they want. Whatever option they want, we can more than happy to help you on that. Mm-hmm. So,
and coming from an approach of service, I think that's the most important thing. Like a lot of people think that this industry is all about sales, and it is, don't get me wrong. Like, dude, I definitely want to use certain approaches and everything like that. But I think now, especially with technology and the way things have evolved, like people can see through that, like people can just want to feel that, like, dude, this person actually gives a shit about me. They actually care about me. And I think that's where the difference is between the winners and everybody else, is the fact that you actually care about what's going on, and ultimately I think having the abundance mindset, right? There's more than enough deals to go around for everybody. And it's true that not everybody's a perfect fit for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's a little ignorant to believe that, you know what I mean? So there's more than enough deals to go around, especially in this industry, in terms of real estate, in terms of loans. So again, coming from a place of abundance and coming from a place of service, I think is ultimately the deciding factor between a winner and somebody who's just in it for themselves and for the money, So decide what kind of person you want to be.
What's your why? What's your purpose? And strive for it.
Yeah.
That's literally the advice I would give.
That's it.
Why are you doing what you're doing? What's your purpose for doing it? And literally go help change lives. Be a more meaningful time and relationship building if you do that and follow that by heart.
So if we had, if the person watching this right now was fresh out of college, fresh out of high school, what would you tell them? Where should they start? Right?
It's a big question. And honestly, what you should ask yourself, what's your passion? What do you want to do as your career? Those are very big questions to ask, so it's not something you can answer right away. And where do you want to do business? Like physical, location wise, like where do you want to do business? I did this. I had to think about why did I want to move to San Diego from the Bay Area? It took me 2 weeks just to decide that. So what industry do you want to get into as your career? Where physically do you want to be and where you feel like you could thrive? And from there, you start learning, absorb as much knowledge as you can, meet as many people as you can, make as many connections. Yeah. And that's exactly what I did to get down here. Moved down here. I met Rich Summers. I'm in his mastermind. I'm meeting people in his mastermind group. Sacrificed getting in his mastermind group just so I could meet people, open new doors, start this podcast, meet new people, find new mentors, new partners. I wouldn't be successful if I didn't absorb knowledge, but also meet people.
Absolutely. I agree with that. It's it's been such a crazy experience, man. Like even just the past 50 days, like meeting Jameson Yee and Nicole Yellen, Rogelio Gortzen, Kubi,
Braden Shaw Rich, for you.
Braden Shaw. Like, and I know if you don't know these people, like please do yourself a favor, look them up. It's been absolutely incredible. Again, just from the one decision of taking to do better and realign ourselves with what our dream and what our passion is, has led to all of this and ultimately, where we are today. So I would say the same, figure out what it is you want to do, double down on it, and understand that there's going to be a season to learn, before your season to earn.
Amen.
And that part right there is what the difference is between most people, is because a lot of people want to be in the season to earn before getting through the season to learn. And that season is the most important, because that's where you're going to really set yourself up and lay your foundation in terms, you know, if we want to talk real estate, you got to lay your foundation before you
build
can
the
set
house.
your pillars and build your house, you know. So yeah, that's what I would say. And that's definitely where we're at right now. You know, we're nowhere near where we want to be.
Done.
We're not
just
done.
The beginning.
It's just the beginning. And I'm excited to revisit this conversation in a year or so and kind of see where we're at then. But
yeah, I mean, shoot, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you listening.
Yeah, we're the West Coast Property Bros based out here in San Juan Capistrano. So
we're officially in business. West Coast Property Bros, baby.
If you need anything, don't be afraid to reach out, guys. Much love. God bless you, you know, and
please follow us, West Coast Property Bros. That's our handle on Instagram. I'm realtor.dmg. We got _ Isaac Ramirez on Instagram.
And then, of course, the channel itself at West Coast Property Bros on Instagram, YouTube. So appreciate you guys, and much love.
And thank you for tuning in on this special episode of Straight to the Point.
That's right.
My brother.
Boom. Let's get it.
Yeah.